Hi there, my name is Zach Zube. I'm a yoga instructor in Chicago at Bloom Yoga and Tejas Yoga and some of the other best studios in the city. And I also am the creator of Element Ayurvedic Apothecary, which is a wellness company that provides products to help people through the path of self-healing based in the system of Ayurveda. So this morning I have my friend Anna with me, who is going to help demonstrate a great practice to get you going in the morning. And it'll feature some of the best things you can do to help both cultivate the stimulation of the blood, the lymph, and the digestion for the body, as well as giving you a sense of calm stability to start your day without feeling frantic. So with that, let's stand up. So joint circles are one of the best things you can do to help stimulate the flow of blood. So go ahead and start with the wrists. And you can go as quickly or slowly as you'd like, and you're going to do it about 5 to 10 rotations each direction. And we can reverse. And make sure you're also working through the fingers and the knuckles as well. This is especially useful as the weather gets colder, so you can increase the circulation and help to spread out the warmth of the body. Let the arms drop, give a little shake, and then bring the arms forward in front and swing the elbows in and around. So your forearms are making kind of a circular action toward you and away from you. Great. And then reverse that. Some of you might feel that the joints are a little bit stiff, and this is a great way to get them going in the morning without forcing your body to do any kind of crazy forward folds or plank positions right away. And then give that a gentle release and shake. And then I'm going to do tiny shoulder rolls, so about a quarter of the range of motion that you might use. So don't squeeze the shoulders real high up to the ears. Instead, be very gentle and easy. And I want you to focus on the space right in the center of the heart and the center between your shoulder blades. And feel that that space might start to soften just a little bit. And then we can reverse that a few times. Good. And then let that relax. And let's start with the feet. So if you bring your right foot in front and just start to turn the ankle. Now, if you have a little bit of unsteady balance, you can bring a chair in or hold onto a table as well, so that'll stabilize you. Work through the toes just the same way we did with the fingers and the wrists, and then reverse a few times there. Oftentimes I start to feel or hear the clicky, cracky, poppy of my joints and my ankles. So you'll notice if you do this every day for maybe about 2 weeks, the joints will become much smoother and less noisy over time. Go ahead and step down, do the other foot. Circling around, again, about 5 to 10 times each way. Reverse. And then we'll step down. So we're going to take the right leg again and extend it forward just slightly. It doesn't have to be very high, just forward in front of you. And then gently pull the heel in toward your hip. And then press the heel forward. And do that a few times, paying attention to the linear movement through the knee joint so that we're not torquing or rotating the knee joint. You're providing a good flexion and extension. One more time, feel the hamstring engage here, and then feel the front of the thigh, the quadricep engage here, and then step down. And do that with your left leg as well. So these exercises, aside from being a great start for the morning, are also really useful for those of you who might have arthritis, or any kind of degenerative disease in the bones, because they're very gentle and low impact and will also help to flush nourishment to the joints and the sites of malnourishment. We can step down. All right, and then last for the hips. Again, if you're feeling a little unsteady, it's helpful to hold on to something. And we're going to take the right leg, lifting it up and around in a circle. Now, if the knee doesn't go very high, that's okay. You can do it small and still work through the same intention. And then go ahead the opposite way around. Make sure to stand firmly through the left leg here, which will help to stabilize you here. And then step down when you're ready. We'll do the left leg. And then we'll reverse that too. And then stepping down. And then we're going to bring the feet together so that the legs line up. Bring your hands just above the knees, a slight bend of the legs. And then you're going to sit a little deeper. And then you're going to stretch the legs. So we're using all 3 leg joints, all 6 leg joints at the same time. Ankles, knees, and hips. Helping to calibrate the leg joints here. Good. Do one more of those. And then stand up once again. Good. We're going to give the feet a wider space here. And we're going to do one of my favorite things, which is a little arm swing. So you can wrap your fingers around your thumbs. And you're going to start to swing the arms from side to side. As you do, you're going to also aim so that your hand as it crosses in front is tapping gently the upper part of your chest. And when it crosses behind, it's gently tapping the lower back space. So if you think about your organs, we're aiming for the upper lungs and the kidneys. And this is not harsh impact, but just gentle tapping. This helps to break up a little stagnation in the body. Also helps to release the hormones that help us to wake up. So this is also a good idea if you're in the afternoon feeling that sluggish nature and you want to reach for a cup of coffee. You might just stand up in the office and do this and gain some extra attention too. All right, then let that slowly unwind. And step your feet back to a comfortable position. So now the next thing we'll practice is what's called the breath of joy. Depending on what yoga tradition you come from, this might have a slightly different instruction that you're used to. But today, the basic idea is that we're taking a progressive inhale, almost like a pump, to fill up the lungs a little bit more each time. And you're also going to swing the arms as long as the shoulders feel available. So the first one is to swing forward. The second is to swing wide. And the third is to swing forward again. And then with a big exhale, you drop and sigh the breath out. Okay? So we'll do that in rhythm. I'll do the first 1 or 2 with Anna, and then I'll let her do the rest. All right, so starting here when you're ready. Do 3 more, as long as you feel stable and comfortable. Last one. And then gently bring yourself to stand, calm the breath, and relax the arms. Excellent. So take a moment now. We're going to close the eyes, and I want you to pay attention to the sense of stimulation after that breath. Maybe you feel the heart rate increased. Maybe you feel a little bit more warmth moving through your body. Maybe you even feel a sense of tingling or lightness. Begin to cultivate a slower, smooth pace of your breath, feeling the inhales and the exhales moving through the space of the nostrils into the space of the lungs. So you feel a little expansion in and around your rib cage and even through the abdomen. And when you exhale, the ribs and the belly hug toward the spine to help you empty out all the breath. Take another breath to gain a little bit more steadiness, smoothing out the transitions between inhales and exhales. When you're ready, let's open the eyes. We're going to begin with a half salutation that's going to prepare the side body for some deeper stretches to come. So starting with an inhale breath, please lift the arms up overhead. Feel the extra length moving upward through the crown of the head. When you exhale, reach the right arm off to the side, over toward the ground, and let that lean your body a little bit toward a side bend. And when you inhale, stand up to the center. And as you exhale, take the left arm down, reaching toward the side. A little bit of a side bend. And when you inhale, come back up to the center once again. Now with an exhale breath, you're going to sit the hips back and bow forward. So you're going to wrap your arms around your thighs like a hug, feeling a crease in the hips as the belly compresses into the thighs, and then stand up, inhaling. We're going to loop through that a few times now. So exhaling, reach to the right side, and inhaling, stand back through the center, lifting the sternum and the crown. And as you exhale, reach to the left side. Good. And inhaling, rising up once again to the center. On the exhale breath, folding and wrapping the arms around the legs as you sit back with the hips, belly to the thighs. And then standing upright. Inhale. Good. Let's go through this 2 more times through. Exhale to the right. You might notice as you repeat, there's greater range of motion each time. Maybe a little bit more availability to feel the lengthening and spreading of the rib cage. Be mindful not to strain the body as you move, but just go with what's available. Reaching again as you fold, sit back. Stay with the pace of your breath as you practice, and do 1 more round, please. Notice where the breath may not be smooth, and do your best to create as much smoothness as possible. One more time to fold. And standing upright. Use your exhale breath to let the arms down, let the body settle, feeling the soles of the feet firmly planted into the floor. So we're going to move into a new or different salutation today. So this is a salutation I've learned from my teacher, Rod Stryker, and it's called a Vayu salute. And this is, I'm not sure if it's exactly the way he teaches it. It's my own variation that I find useful, especially when you're going to learn it for the first time. It gives you a little bit more time to move through the transitions. So the first round will take a little bit slower, giving you time to set up, and then the second and third rounds will take at a more fluid pace. So starting at the back of your mat, this is the unique part of this salutation. We won't start from the front. You're going to start by inhaling, lifting the arms upward overhead. And then using an exhale breath, sit with your hips as low as you might like to go. Now, if a deep squat doesn't feel available, move toward more of a forward fold with bent knees and allow the spine to hang forward. If a squat feels more available to you, then go ahead and sit your hips back as you reach toward the front of the mat with the arms. On the next inhale breath, then walk forward or crawl to your hands and knees in cow pose, gently rolling the shoulders back and lifting chest and tail. And then go to downward facing dog as you exhale, lifting the hips. And you might keep a little bend in the knees to help support the extra length of your spine. Take a full breath, spreading out all the fingers and the toes, making sure you feel a supportive connection to the ground through your hands and feet. When your next inhale breath comes, you'll take the right foot stepping forward into runner's lunge. Take your time to adjust and feel free to scoot the foot as many times as you need to place the feet. And then we're going to adjust for warrior 1, turning the left heel down from behind. And then make sure there's enough space between your feet. So the heels don't have to be lined up perfectly, especially if the hips and lower back are tight. Create a little more width in the stride of the pose. Anchor the tailbone toward the back heel. And on an inhale breath, rise up to warrior 1, lifting the chest and the arms, keeping the sternum leaning just slightly forward of the hips. Stay there exhaling, grounding the soles of the feet into the floor. And then use your next inhale to stand upright, lifting out of the lunge, extending the front leg, and then fold forward. Exhale. As you reach to the ground, let the right knee bend when it needs to, and step into downward facing dog. Take a full breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good. And on the next breath in, move into plank position. When you come to plank, hold for a moment. The trick to a strong plank is strong legs. So the more you can employ your legs for support, the easier it becomes for the upper body and the arms. Take one more breath, holding the body in a nice straight line from your head to your heels. And on the next exhale breath, slowly lower all the way down, hugging your elbows in on the way to the floor. And then today we're going to add an extra pose to this vinyasa. Set the forehead to rest completely and reach the arms in front of you. If the shoulders feel slightly constricted, keep the hands about shoulder width distance apart. Otherwise, bring the palms to prayer position. Either way, inch the fingertips forward and the toe tips backward. And you might even feel the ability to shimmy the ribs and hips in opposite directions. This will help you to elongate the spine, creating a little more vertebral space. Take one last inhale breath and breathe into the back space around the back ribs and into the lower back. With your exhale breath, draw the hands in under the shoulders like you'd be ready for cobra pose. Strengthen the legs by reaching them backward and lift the sternum forward and up, just about 1/2 to 3/4 of the way to cobra, hugging the upper arms in and the shoulder blades from behind. Take an extra breath, sending the energy of your legs backward through the toes and pressing the hips and thighs into the floor for extra support. Take one more inhale, broadening and lifting the collarbones. And on exhalation, move through downward facing dog at your own pace. Once again, remember to spread the fingers and toes using full support of hands and feet. Good. On the next inhale breath, please step your left foot into your runner's lunge stance. Take as much time as you need to get there. And then we'll adjust the stride, turning the right heel down on the diagonal, spacing the feet a little wider if that helps, and anchoring the tailbone to the back heel. Then inhaling, rise up into Warrior One, again leaning just slightly forward with the sternum. Stay there as you exhale, grounding the soles of the feet into the earth. And then stand upright on the inhale breath, lifting so much you feel more length in your spine, and reach all of the length forward into your fold, letting the left knee bend as you touch down, and step back to downward facing dog. Now take an extra breath, feeling the extra lift of the sacrum upward and backward. Good. On the next inhale, please bring the knees to the ground, moving through cow pose once again. So you roll the shoulder blades in and lift the chest and sternum forward. On the exhalation, walk backward with your hands, curl the toes under, and you're going to end up in that variation of low squat. I want you to keep your feet flat. This will give your joints more stability. Now, when you inhale, press your feet down and lift your arms and chest all the way up to stand tall toward the ceiling. On exhalation, now fold forward, reaching out and touching down. Soften the knees any amount to get there. And then come to the halfway fold. Inhale, lift your chest forward from your thighs, pressing the floor or the shins. And on exhale breath, fold once again. Soften the knees any amount. Now take chair pose, everyone's favorite. Sit back, inhale, lift your chest. Stay there on the exhale breath, anchoring the navel toward your spine. And then stand upright on the inhale, pushing the feet down, lifting the chest high. And let the arms release as you exhale back to neutral. As you settle into easy mountain pose, take a breath. You might choose to keep your eyes open or closed as you tune into the quality and the steadiness of your breathing, your connection through the soles of the feet into the earth. So now we're going to take the second round more fluidly through without as many pauses. On the inhale breath, lift both arms tall. With the exhale breath, sit as low as you might like to go toward squat, reaching forward with the arms. With inhale breath, walk or crawl to hands and knees, lifting the chest and tail, cow pose. And then downward facing dog with exhalation. On inhale breath, step your right foot to lunge between the hands. Use the exhale to adjust the spacing and placement of the feet and tailbone. Rise on the inhale breath through Warrior One, leaning slightly forward with the sternum. Stay with exhale, grounding the feet into the earth. On inhale breath, please stand up tall, lifting out of the lunge completely. And with exhale, fold forward, reaching down to the floor. And step your way back to downward facing dog. Now move into plank pose as you inhale, shifting forward with the body. On the exhale breath, slowly lower all the way down to the ground, letting the forehead rest once again. As you inhale, reach the arms in front and the legs behind, lengthening. Exhale, draw the hands under the shoulders with the upper arms hugging in. You're welcome to take cobra pose again or a slightly deeper variation like upward dog as your body allows. And then your exhale breath will move you to downward facing dog. Take a full breath, lengthening the spine, lifting the hips. And then we'll bring the left foot through on the inhale breath, taking your runner's lunge stance. Use the exhale to adjust the right heel and the spacing of the feet and tailbone. And on the inhale, rise up into Warrior One. Stay here as you exhale, grounding the feet, anchoring the navel to the spine, and then stand upright on the inhalation. With exhale breath, reach down to the floor, lengthening your spine as you go, and step into downward facing dog. Good. Take the extra breath once again to cultivate the length of the spine and the spread of all the digits through hands and fingers and toes. On the next inhale breath, move through cow pose, lifting chest and tail. And on the exhale breath, walk back again, curling over the toes, rolling into the soles of your feet till the heels are flat, as low as you can with your hips. Standing upright, inhale, lift all the way. And on exhale breath, fold forward again, touch down to the ground, soften the knees. Use inhalation to lift halfway, reaching longer with your spine. Exhaling, fold forward. Visit chair pose on the inhale breath. Sit back, lift your chest. Stay there, exhaling, anchoring the navel to the spine. And then stand up tall, lifting on the inhale and releasing the arms on exhalation. Once again, you can close the eyes or keep them open, standing still with the feeling of your breath moving fluidly, smoothly through the nose. The feeling of your feet grounding into the floor. Please open the eyes and we'll go through one more round. Inhaling, reaching up tall. With exhale breath, sit the hips as low as you can take them without strain. And then crawl to the hands and knees in cow pose. With exhale breath, take downward facing dog, lifting the hips high. Using inhale, step your right foot forward to lunge. With exhale, adjust the stride and stance of the feet. Inhale to warrior one variation. Stay there exhaling with the feet grounding and the navel active. Then stand up, inhale, rising tall. And fold forward, exhale, touch down. Step your way back to downward dog at the end of the breath. Then inhale to plank pose, shifting forward with strong legs. And come on down on the exhale breath, all the way to the floor, setting the forehead to rest. And then reach the arms and legs again, stick pose, extending fingers and toes in opposite direction. Exhale, hands under the shoulders, hugging the upper arms. Cobra, upward dog, or even locust pose, whatever back bend treats your lower back the best without strain. And then downward facing dog with exhale. Full breath, lifting the hips. On the next inhalation, please step your left foot forward to lunge. Adjust the feet as you exhale, and stand in warrior one as you inhale. Stay there exhaling, grounding the feet and navel. And stand up, inhaling. As you fold, exhale, reaching forward, touch down, and take downward facing dog. Take a smooth breath. We're going to hold downward dog for 2 or 3 extra breaths here. And we're going to bring your feet together behind you. So walk the feet and legs together. And feel a slight active inward squeeze of the legs against one another. For some of you, it might be a little more challenging for the range of motion of the hamstrings and lower back, so you're welcome to bend the knees more here. As you squeeze the legs in, press the thighs back a little bit more. And this will add extra traction to lengthen your spine. Take one more breath. And keeping the legs together, bring the knees to the ground now. Inhale. Instead of moving to our squat pose now, I'm going to have you sit back onto the heels, upright with the spine. So, Thunderbolt or Vajrasana. In this position, we're going to give you a couple options for a resting pose. And some of you might take child's pose as your rest, especially if there's pregnancy or if you have acute digestive discomfort. If otherwise the navel area and abdominal region is clear and available for a little compression, we'll do an abdominal massage. So you'd wrap your fingers around your thumbs as we did before, and then place the hands into the soft tissue in the abdomen. Take a smooth breath in, lift your ribs up out of the waist, and exhale, then fold forward. So you're going to kind of compress your hands into the abdomen. So again, if you're wishing to adjust this or modify this experience, you can rest with your arms at your side and the head resting. So from here, you're welcome to either just let the hands be passive as you breathe, or when you exhale, you can also roll the fists gently into the belly, almost like you're kneading like dough. the soft tissue of the abdomen. And we'll take just a few more breaths, whether you're resting or massaging the abdomen. And take your time. When you're ready, go ahead and sit upright once again. If the hands were in fists, you can release them and let them rest either palms down or up on the thighs, and we'll close the eyes. Take a moment now, letting your breath relax. Let the belly drop. Feel the length of your spine. And when you're ready, please open the eyes. And we're going to transition to rest in Savasana. So if you would come down to rest with your head to the front of the mat and the feet behind you. As you lie down onto the back, make sure you're comfortable. And if you need any props, you can roll up a blanket. You can put a bolster under the backs of your knees, especially if the lower back needs any support. How are you feeling? Okay. All right. And also observe if the head needs a little support. Sometimes the blanket, even just in a flat fold like this, might be enough to support the back of the head. At the same time, you can observe here how the legs are any distance apart, relaxed, just kind of releasing. The arms any distance from the body. If it's comfortable with the palms to turn open, you can do that. And then allow the eyes to close. While you rest in Shavasana today, just ask you to observe the softening of your breath and to watch the gentle rise and fall of your breath at the navel center. Releasing tension throughout the body as you settle into the floor and observing how the belly might gently just rise and fall with each passing inhale and exhale, allowing the breath to soften and relax. Begin to feel the waves of the breath moving through the body with every inhale and exhale, becoming more aware of your entire body from your head to your toes. Take a moment to sense the floor underneath you through the backside of your body, and to sense the space of the room around you without opening the eyes. Maybe you can visualize the space. Maybe it's just a sensation or feeling. When you feel ready, you can gently move the fingers and toes, move or stretch the rest of the body as you might like. From there, you can take a moment to roll onto your side, coming to a fetal position. When you get to your side, you can pause for another breath or so and rest in this in-between space of deep relaxation and conscious awareness. When you feel ready, now using the hands to support you, you can sit upright. When you come up to seated, then go ahead to cross or fold your legs as you might feel comfortable. And if you're going to sit longer for a breath or meditation practice, I recommend maybe using a bolster or a folded blanket under the hips. So this would be a prime time if you wanted to add a breathing practice or meditation practice in your day. We'll just take a brief moment to pause, seated with the eyes closed. So let the hands rest comfortably at your thighs or knees. If you practice mudra, you're welcome to take a mudra with the hands that feels available and familiar to you. Otherwise, just let the palms rest open comfortably. The eyes softly closed. Relax the tension of the body across your face and through your shoulders and through the creases of your hips. Feel the tall length of your spine. Feel the easy, soft movement of your breath. And simply observe how it feels to be in your body right now. Feel free now to bring the palms together in front of the heart, bowing the head. And you're welcome to offer a moment of gratitude, prayer, or intention from within. When you're ready, please gently open the eyes and come back into the space around you. So thank you all for joining us today, and thank you, Anna. May you be a light to yourself and those around you. Namaste.